What is up, everybody? Logan here again with another video. Thank you guys for being patient for more uploads. You guys already know we've had Halcyon on a lot lately. We're going to Vance on, Maz, the whole trading team. So I appreciate you guys sticking through to this one. And I would really appreciate if you guys left a like right now and left a comment below. It really means a ton to me. But today I'm going to show you guys my best options trade of the year. Now, I'm not talking money wise, I'm talking the strategy and the return that I got. Now, this was an iron condor that we placed in our small account challenge on the Discord, and I'll pull a picture of that up as well. And we can also go and talk through that. But in the Discord, which you can find the link to below in the description, we've been doing the $3,000 to $10,000 small account challenge. I've been running that in my Roth IRA for the majority of the plays because I get tax-free earnings, right? So my play that I put on last Friday was an iron condor. And let's go to account statements. So you guys can see where my account statements here. And I called out on August 13th that we were getting 4 contracts of the Facebook 350, 250, 350 put spread for 24 credit. And we're going to get the call side for 16 credit, which would put 40 cents down for, we'd receive $40 for every 250 that we put down in collateral, but right, it's collateral minus credit. So our max loss is 210 per position. And at the time, my small account's just over 4K. So it's 25% of the account because the goal of the small account challenge, right, is to grow an account aggressively and take $3,000 and $10,000. So this was my best trade of the year because we also put the call side at 375, 377.50. And the first thing that I check when I'm doing this is my charts. And I use my short-term 15-day, 10-minute chart with my standard deviated line. Shout out Halcyon for these. And I put this on Friday, right? And we were trading around 360, 150 when I put this on. And I'll show you guys in the Discord really quickly. Let me go over there after this. And I said my price target for the next week of Facebook is I think we're going to drift down, and we're going to drift down to about 360 and just hover where we're at. And where'd we finish the week? Right at 359.37. So pretty spot on. Now, we did have a lot of intraday action, but we have to remember, right, that in life, I'll link a great video actually right here you guys can watch about mean reversion. But everything that I do is mean reversion. Now, think about this in your real life too. You have a really great day. Fantastic. You have a really crappy day. That's not great at all. But you definitely in life have more normal days than you have great days versus horrible days. So everything in life reverts back to its mean. It's like drinking the same cup of coffee every day. Some days it's not going to be good, and other days it's going to be fantastic. But every day it's just going to be normal. So we did run all the way up to about 368 on Monday. Granted, we're at 375 on the call side and 362 or 350 on the put side. And yes, we did actually dip into the money on Thursday morning in the pre-market and then rallied back up. So I wasn't too worried about it, but I just like to use mean reversion for this. And we set that condor up, and then come time on Thursday, what we ended up doing heading into Friday is if we pull back to the monitor tab in the account statements, you can see that on 8/19, which was Thursday at, I don't know what time we did this. Oh, here we go. I can look over here. Facebook, here we go. So I moved the condor. I rolled these strikes down, and I rolled these down to the 36 or 362.50, 365 position, and received 15 credit for doing that. 30 minutes before the market closed, I'm pretty sure. So it was right around then we rolled the strikes down, as you guys can see here, the 362.50, and that gave us, on top of our 40 received, that gave us 55. That's the other thing that I'm looking at here is just that return, right? It's an iron condor that received basically 22% in a week, in 5 days, well, 5 trading days, but a week, 7 days in general, but 5 trading days, which to me is an awesome return. I don't know anybody who's getting those returns in iron condors. Granted, I did this with $1,000, walked away with 220. Fantastic return, all tax-free in my Roth. So that's another thing that you can do to get creative with your finances. And if, like I said, if we go back to the charts, I didn't get FOMO. I didn't experience any emotional issues when we were up to 367. And even when we were in the money, I just told everybody who were messaging me, they said, hey, we're going to have to manage this. I said, give it time. We're going to let this work. The mean is here. You want to revert to the mean all of the time. So now the first thing I want to say is don't rely on the 15-day 10-minute chart just because I'm saying so, that I like to use it. We have different moving averages here. We have the 34-day, we have the 21-day, and then this guy's the 89-day. So yes, we have different moving averages that I'm using, but I also have different time frames I'm looking at. I always use the daily chart because even though you see something like this and you're in a week trade for a week, you got to look at the big river that this current is getting pushed in. Yes, this looks bearish here and then get bullish here, right, with low risk. But if we look at something like the 1 year chart here, the 2 year the 1 day, sorry, the 2 year chart, 1 day, the daily, and we look at Facebook, the mean's down here at 338. So we have to see. Now, I took the benefit of the doubt here saying we're in an uptrending market. It's a very solid stock in general. Facebook is consistent. It's a great tech stock and it likes to follow the market. So it also has a big weight in the market as well. It's been uptrending. So doing a put spread, even getting tested, I was not too worried. The RSI has been very green. So that's kind of what I do is I look at the river that we're flowing in. And if I'm going to come down here and we take a look at Facebook, just getting that return, right? Putting up 250 in collateral. If I did that with 10 grand, I would have made $2,200 this week, basically stress-free. Granted, a lot of the stresslessness in this trade was I like playing tight condors. I really do. Facebook's been really resilient. They're a really good stock. And this is just the last 15 days of trading. We could pretty much do this on any other stock, but this is what really helps me pick my prices. And then the other thing that I go to, if I go to the trade tab for you guys and we look at Facebook, I like to use the expected move. And this is saying Facebook's expected move is 10 points to the up or downside, right, over the next 6 trading days, right? Or the next, days until last trading day, 6. So that's the other thing that I do. And this could help me set up the strikes I'm looking at to make a decision. But there is no perfect strikes. One of my top comments I get is, how do you choose your trading strikes? There is no perfect way to do that. You're always, as a trader, working with risk. So yes, you could play it safe, and I could have did delta 6s down at 340 and probably all the way up at 385, right? But no, I like to trade more delta 15s and delta, but that's the thing. I really don't even look at delta as much when I'm placing my trade. It's one of the last things I look at. I guess if we're looking at probability to profit, I like to place myself right at like this 80% mark. Delta 17s, Delta 20s. Sometimes I trade Delta 25s, but it's just the risk to reward is so much better. I know there's a bunch of people who love trading like Delta 6s and they load up on like, oh man, I'm getting, if I do this really quickly, a vertical spread, I'm putting up $500 and making 11. Yeah, that's 2%, man. Let me load 100 grand in it to make 2,000 this week. That just doesn't seem smart to me, just in case something crazy happens. I'd much rather just trade and come down to this and look at it from a perspective of like, I really don't even look at the delta, but like, all right, the expected move, where are we on my chart? All right, I don't really anticipate us to break below, 347. So I just hop over here and I say, all right, let's do that. Let's sell this vertical. And, if I'm getting 24 credit for putting up $250, that's 10%. I'll take that any day of the week. So that's a great return. 10% of my money, I'm cool with that. I put up 10 grand, make 1,000. And that's max profit versus max loss there, of course. So I just think the risk to reward's way better. And you don't even have to play it that tight. Like I sometimes will take Delta 27 trades at the money and focus on getting the direction right because there's just so much more premium there. It's really not that scary to do. It just depends on how you make your money and how money is and how you view it. Because to me, options trading is the majority of my income. Granted, I have YouTube, which I'm super grateful for my YouTube ad revenue, but it just helps me look at money differently and make the best decision I can as a trader. So I just wanted to say that and show you guys kind of what I do to go through and pick my trades. But, there's a lot of times where most traders would get stopped out here emotionally because they're in the money briefly. But like I said, I always give plays till the afternoon to assess and take off. We can look at other stocks too. Another stock that we've been chatting about a decent amount as of lately has been PayPal. We're in a PayPal play. And this is working out perfectly. We're in a put credit spread, and we actually did get tested almost this week. We're at the 265 strikes, and we put that on when PayPal was 273. And then we watched it drop down, and now it's back up, and we've collected almost 50% of the credit. And that's also a 20% return play as well, where we put up 250 in collateral to make 50 credit. That's on my main account, of course. This is in my Roth. But, right here, like I said, PayPal drifting back to the mean, and I anticipate it to stay here on the short-term time frame. And if we go look at the long-term time frame here, we're below it. We're actually coming into heavy support. So hopefully this doesn't break and we continue down. But I kind of like PayPal here in general. I think it's a good stock. And I know I trade a little more unorthodox than most traders, but I know this is the best way. I've seen like absolutely insane returns. I really have been selling a decent amount of my long-term shares too, because the trades have just been going so well. And it's not that I'm putting any more risk of the account up. It's just as it grows, I want more money available to me so I can size a little bit bigger and just see better returns. But like I said, that one play was 22%. I think I owned Facebook stock for over a year before I saw 22%. So 1 week Condor for 22%, or owning a couple Facebook shares to see a 22% return and waiting a year. Just how I look at it. But seriously, guys, I appreciate all the support. That's going to be it for me in this video. If you would like more videos like this, I could also chart stocks you guys are looking at. But this is how I view this one, and this is how I set up my trades. And yeah, you could set these exact same indicators up if you would like to. But does that mean you're going to become a better trader because of that? Not necessarily. I'm not saying that to spite anybody, or even to say, like, I'm not trying to hold myself up on a pedestal or anything, but just from the fact that, like, just because you have charts that are decent, and just because, you see other people making money with them, it might not be the best fit for you. And also, like, now you're like, oh, I have the holy grail indicator, whatever that is that goes through people's heads when it comes to trading the markets. The markets are largely unpredictable. That's just the sheer nature of them. And just like any sort of black swan event, and we've heard of the black swan theory, right? So that's kind of like where my head is with it. Is you set up any chart you want. You can trade however you like to, whether it's on feeling, but just always know that there's always that inherent risk there, and anything can really happen no matter how you play the market, how safe you think you're playing it. You always need to keep capital available to help roll positions if you want to manage them without a stop loss, and you can do that too. So that's going to be everything for me in this video. I appreciate all the support as always. I have more videos coming out soon. One's going to be a what should you consider if you want to trade full-time video, and I will come out with one of those pretty soon. But I just want to show you guys my best trade of the year, and it was Facebook, and that's how I set it up. That's what I'm looking at. That's my criteria, and it worked out really well, and I was super grateful for it. And even with a volatile week where we had a crazy Monday that sucked everybody's money in and then dumped all of it, and then dumped it even more before sucking us back in. It's just me using my charts and just playing more aggressive. So I love my YouTube community. You guys already know, and I'm super grateful for all you guys for watching. So I can't even thank you guys enough. Like I said, almost 9,000 subscribers. Join the link in the description, or check the link in the description if you want to join the Discord and trade with all the traders that we have on the channel. But that's going to be everything for me, and I will see you guys in the next video.